We are back for another Xur video. After like missing I think a week or two. But yeah. So Xur this weekend is in the tower. He is in the courtyard. Well, actually, you just land in the courtyard. But he is in the tower hangar. Um, I mean, you should know by now. Where he is if he spawns in the tower. But if you do not yet, just follow where I go. He's basically always. I wish they changed the location of Xur in the tower. I mean, look how the tower is like big, and he only spawns here, which is, I don't know, but whatever. Okay. So starting off with Lord of Wolves, which is exotic shotgun. The weapon perks are chambered compensator, extend mag, release the wolves, composite stock. It does have a catalyst. The intrinsic trait is shrapnel launcher. Fires a powerful short-range burst of solar damage. Basically, it acts like a fusion, but up close. But it's a shotgun. I would highly recommend getting this. It's not as strong as it was before, but you never know if Bungie like can buff it again. And if they do, you might as well just have it, so you can have fun in the Crucible. Yeah, you should totally get this. Moving on to the exotic armor, starting with the Liar's Handshake, which are exotic gauntlets for the hunter. The armor perk is Cross Counter. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely. So basically, you get melee, and you get melee by, I don't know, an enemy. Then your melee becomes stronger. And it will also heal you. But that's if you're using arc. Like you have to use an arc subclass or the arc subclass in order to take advantage of Lara's Handshake. The total stance is 67, which is actually pretty high. The mobility is high with 26 and strength with 12, which you need a lot of strength if you want to use the perk Cross Counter, because you will need your melee. I think there are better exotics out there for PvP, for PvE as well for the hunter. This is more of a fun exotic to use, especially if you use Arc subclass. Personally, I don't use it, but if you wanna, try it out, you can get it. It's actually a pretty nice roll. Moving on. Oh, it's all arms or gauntlets this week. Moving on to the ACD 0 feedback fence, which are exotic gauntlets for the Titan. The armor perk is Fury Conductors. Basically, you take less damage when you're hit by a melee. When you also get meleeed, the gauntlets will do damage to the person that's meleeing you, without you having to melee back. It also jodes targets, and you get, but you have to have an armor charge, I guess, in order for this to work. I don't really know how that works yet, so I think they changed this up. It wasn't like this. But yeah, the more armor charge you have, the more damage you would do. It says it right here. The total stance is 66, with strength being the lowest. That's not very good because it's another melee gauntlet. So if you want to take advantage of this gauntlet, you will need a lot of strength. So I mean, if you do get this roll, which I don't really recommend, you will need your other armor pieces to have a lot of strength in order to take advantage of this gauntlets. I will skip this roll just because of the strength, and that's it. Finally, Xur has the Aeon Soul, which are exotic gauntlets for the Warlock. Basically, this is more of a PvE gauntlets, since you can create special, heavy, etc. When you use finishers. When you get rapid precision hits, you get more reload speed, etc. I mean, you can all read it here if you go and get the Aeon Soul. I highly recommend getting this if you like creating heavy ammo for your teammates in Grandmasters, in Nightfalls, raids, and so on and so forth, or basically any PvE activity. The total stats is 70, which I think is I think 71 is the highest, so this is the second highest stats wise that you can get. Here it really doesn't matter like what's high and what's low. It's basically with Aeon's Soul. It's personal preference on what you want in the stats. Since it doesn't really impact the ability to make heavy special ammo for your teammates and you. So I would highly get this, honestly. I mean, mobility, not really that much for a Warlock, but other than that, it's pretty nice. Let's take a look at the Hawk Moon. Has quick draw. There's better Hawk Moons out there. Pretty sure a few weeks ago Xur sold one with rangefinder, I think. I don't really like quick draw on a hand cannon. I mean, it's nice, but you can only use it like once when you switch weapons. That's basically it. Moving on to the Xenology quest. When you complete it, you get an exotic cipher, which you can use in the tower in the exotic archive. As always, you can buy an exotic engram for 97 legendary shards. Moving on to the legendary weapons. Starting with Dire Promise, which is a legendary hand cannon. The perks are Overflow and Osmosis. Not very good, since you mainly want to use this hand cannon in PvP. This is a big skip. Moving on to the Annual Skates, my bad, which is a hand cannon. It has slice shot, opening shot. It's decent for a hand cannon, but in a world of Rose, I would prefer using Rose than Annual Skate. Moving on to the Blood Feud, which is a submachine gun. It has Ambition Assassin and Elemental Capacitor. I mean, it's decent for PvP, but I'm pretty sure you can craft this weapon. Moving on to the Truth Teller, which is a grenade launcher. It has Disorienting Grenades and Grave Robber. I don't know if this is the same thing as Blinding Grenades, if they changed it, or if that's what it's called now. But if it is Blinding Grenades, I would highly get this for PvE. Even if it does have a quick draw. You don't really need quick draw on a grenade launcher in PvE, but it's decent for PvE. Moving on to the DS side, which is a shotgun. It has dual loader and demolitionist. It is a rapid fire frame, which may be useful in PvE. Moving on to the Blast Batute, which is a grenade launcher. It has quick draw and snapshot sights. I would skip it. I mean, I guess you can play with it in PvP, but there's better grenade launchers out there. And finally, like the memory interdict, which is another great grenade launcher. It has surplus and wellspring. I would just skip this overall. Yeah, I would just skip this.